Redo. Hello. Welcome back to the Dude Actually podcast. If you are watching this right now and have watched the previous podcast I made about the path forward, welcome. It's going to be a very similar podcast with just little old me. But now it is the daytime. It's not 1 a.m. I'm not sleepy. I am, as always, completely sober. And I am ready to give you the thunder, and I've got a list. And I think the list is going to help this time and be a little bit more coherent and cover all the topics, because this video is serving as the foundation video for the philosophy for our channel and what I want going forward and how we're going to achieve it, some ideas, and really, to every single part of this, I would love your feedback. The feedback would be really appreciative, and ideas and ways to expand, because this right now is the first time, as you can see from this setup, if you've watched any previous episodes, this is when we're taking it seriously. This is when we want the podcast to be something legitimate and not just something for fun, and expand and grow. And we have goals for that, ideas. But either way, if you watched it from last night and you thought I was a little sleepy, drunk, high, or anything in between, I was just sleepy, extremely sleepy. And I thought it was kind of funny to leave in the end when I started falling asleep on the podcast. But that could be easily misconstrued as being any way type of turned. So that is not what I want to purvey, and I am here, ready to go. All right. So what's up, guys? Welcome to Dude Actually. Dude Actually is a podcast and now media group with a focus on everything in the local area and eventually further, but specifically different avenues in different artists creatively in the local area. So, for example, the rap scene in the Omaha area, the what is this? The EDM scene, which I've been a part of for years with my my album Wire City under the Boss Bus name. The metal scene, one of my favorite genres of music. They rock, and we actually have a metal band coming on in the next few weeks, which is going to be sick. And we have a punk band too coming on. So, and they're coming week, and then the next week. So it's going to be a musical 2 weeks. And we have the most prominent and owner of a huge entertainment company, a man that I absolutely love. That it's going to be a surprise who that is, but he'll be coming on the podcast in a couple weeks too. So we've got that going, and that is the foundation, right? That's where we are. We are at a point where the podcast is at an extremely baseline level in terms of reach, and I want to grow it like a virus. I want to expand in all different camps to where Dude Actually is a name that is known and a mantra or phrase that is able to be said, is said by a whole load of people. So how do we do that? Well, I guess first, more of the philosophy. The philosophy is to have fun, right? It's to interview people, but really, why I started this podcast and why I wanted to do it is I want to make you happy. I want to bring you joy in either a dark day that you have or a bright one. I want to be, and I want us to have the capability to bring you that little spark if you need it. And if you're feeling down, you have somebody to listen to. That's really it. That's what I want to provide. And that's something that I've deeply, deeply sought for my entire life. I've always had the perspective of impacting the most people in the deepest way possible. So if I'm able to accomplish that by bringing joy and bringing this to your earlobes and your eardomes, then this is simply a medium for a bigger end. And that is the Dude Actually philosophy, impacting the most people in the deepest way to bring joy and spread love and light and curiosity and empowerment and inspiration to everyone that can possibly be listening to this. And if you're sitting in your bed, you had a horrible day or something happened to you and it's 2 a.m. and you decide to put something on, I wanna be able to make you laugh, make you smile, bring you some type of healing that you may not have been able to have by anyone else without this existing. So this is a tool for that. This is something I've wanted to do my entire life in terms of pushing love and joy. That is the key. I think that is the fundamental philosophy of what we want to do, and interview a bunch of people in the process, network, expand in that regard. So that, to me, is Dude Actually. And I've never said that out loud before, and I've never put it into words, but that, to me, is the philosophy of what I want to exist. And I think the world needs a heck of a lot more of that, especially right now. And yeah, if I can bring you joy, it makes me happy. So on that note, where we are at now. Okay. And this is why a list is good. Everybody loves lists. I was told this. James Forbes McCann on his podcast said that everybody loves a list. It's extremely nice. It's good to look at. It looks like you've created something, and there's a tangible logical series of different topics. So shout out to lists. Where will we begin? Where we are at now, we are at a baseline level, right? Episodes 1 through 46, where I would say, and this is a term used by Matt and Shane's secret podcast, the Old Testament, right? So that was less than 1.0. That was prior, when we had very scuffed equipment. It was more ragtag, and we were able to still complete the podcast in the manner that is listenable, but the quality could be so much higher. And if you're going to be on a drive listening to something for the span of over 20 minutes, then you want the sound quality to not be insane. If somebody hits a table, you don't want the entire thing to explode and sound like a bomb went off in your car. And you don't want the itchy, scratchy background noise that is caused by poor equipment. So by now being at a foundation where we are at ground zero and at baseline level, we are at the ground, we can now use this to go up. And all of these tools are perfectly aligned to be able to not have any barriers of entry for that expansion, that explosion, that upward momentum, that growth, and people wanting to actually listen to it. So that, I think, is where we're at. In terms of connections, we have a few connections. Shout out to Long Bus Short Thoughts. Those dudes rock. They're fantastic guys. With some really deep perspectives and a whole lot of love to give. So I love hanging out with them. And you'll see me on their podcast too if you watch other Omaha podcasts. I'm actually going there tomorrow morning to record one. So I'm pumped. They're great dudes, great honorable men. And I love that. We have this equipment, obviously. We have connections to a few scenes, and our friends list is pretty good in terms of the individuals we would need to reach out to. We That's really it. We have a few of us, right? Like, let's go over the team. So there's me, the dude, one of the dudes. I guess the founder dude. So there's me. Then there's and I've got a background in music, like show choir, business, songwriting, short form content, things of that nature. So I can bring that to the table, and that's something that I want to get better at in all regards. Then we've got Addy, who is he's a longtime comedian. He's an amazing guy, and someone who honestly, he's a handyman. He's able to work on physical projects. I won't see him for a few days, and his house has like a whole new wall and a whole new like section, and he's like, "Yep, it's all done." So he's fantastic at that, and I can tell his soul is extremely kind, and I think he's also very curious. That's something awesome. He is wanting to look into things and understand. And he asks questions where I would just accept what is said, which I think is really important, especially in an interview standpoint, because I might just not ask something that could be really, really great. Then we've got Reese. He looks like an Adonis. He's super attractive guy, but also on the inside, he's been my closest friend for 15 years now. I want to say it is 15 years. Wow. Love you, Reese. He's got, honestly, he's the entire female demographic. We can expand extremely by him just existing. So that's great. And he's got a great musical perspective, in all regards, and he's got a cute doggo. So he's got familiarity with pets if the conversations like that come up. And then so Reese is great, and then we have Justin. So he's our recon, eyes in the sky. He's if you've seen the Joe Rogan podcast, he's our Jamie. So he's got his laptop. He's got ChatGPT that he has configured to the all extents of the known universe, and we can use that for answering any questions. He also has he's online exclusively. That's not a bad thing. Like, he is online all the time. So he's got a pulse on Reddit, social media, YouTube. He also is aware of the news, which is something that's nice. I'm quite disconnected from the news and politics, at least right now. I have been for the past couple of months, and it's been really nice. I haven't had all the noise, but it's also extremely important to be connected and to know what's going on, because that might influence just the world. And I don't want to explode one day on surprise because Iran got really upset or somewhere. I know the only reason I'm bringing that up is I was told there's news with Iran, so tells you how much I know. So that's our team, right? So that's the team of Avengers that I am so grateful to have on my side, and all of them. What is this? Wait, who's this? Sponsorship. Who's that sponsor? I don't know. But sorry. Anyway, the event. It's the Avengers, right? Like, we have different perspectives that we can bring to the table, and I think that brings different dynamics to the interviews, and it is not just a single train of thought or a single perspective. We've got, honestly, extremely wide, I would say, diverse group of perspectives, which is fantastic. So we've got our group. That's where we're at. And then now it's time for the expansion, right? It's time for the goals. The goals starting off, and I'm going to just do that. It feels kind of official. Goals of 2026. Where's my freezer pop? I'm going to talk about these in a minute. The goals of 2026. Number one, 1,000 subscribers. This is a personal goal that I think would be so cool to have, and it's something that I've thought of on every YouTube channel that I've had in the past, and it's never been something I've been close to achieving. I think it would be really, really cool to see that number and to hit that 0 and go over the line into the quad digits. It's really exciting to push for that because I know this first 1,000 is going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. So we've got the goal of 1,000 subscribers, and if possible, to start monetization. And start actually getting the ball rolling on income that we can then use to invest in any further supplies or things needed to move forward and create even greater content, right? Like to be honest, eventually, and this is the longest complete stretch goal possible, but I would love to make this channel and make what we're doing here allow for me and all of the gang to not have to work a typical job anymore and to be able to focus on full-time content, spending time with our families and loved ones, creating and just having an amazing time and journeying. And it would be due to our hard work and due to all the laughter and joy that we bring you. So that's something great. You get laughter, you get joy, you get brightness in dark moments, and our benefit is we get to have that fun. We get to have that freedom. And it's a win-win relationship because we make better content, you get happier, and then it's just building on itself. So that is fantastic as a concept, and that's something that I've always wanted to achieve. And like the moment that I would be able to quit a 9-to-5 and be able to pursue content full time due to the hard work and dedication that we've put in and the joy that we've brought you, it completely, it would just completely change everything. And they would change that forever. Like once that starts, that's fundamentally the path forward. And that's really the title of this video, The Path Forward. So that's where we're at now, and that's the goals of 2026. Now, how do we get there, right? This is the ground floor thoughts that I'm having, right? And these are completely just creative, there's not really a beaten path. There is kind of, but you got to get creative if you want to get those first 1,000 subs, I think. So at least the first order of business that I have is I made business cards, right? They're currently being forged and being printed at a really cool local print shop that was able to, it was weird how it worked. When you go to a print shop, I've never done it before. So I went in and I said, hey, here's a link to I said, hey, I want to get business cards for a podcast that we have. And he said, okay, yep, send us the link. So I emailed them the link or sent a text. And then he said, okay, I will send you a proof and an invoice in a couple of days, and we'll go from there. And I'm like, huh? So he had full reins to design the business card with what he thought and based on the channel, and which sick. That takes the guesswork out of what I got to do completely. So if you ever get business cards, I don't know if that works all the time like that, but that was pretty cool because it was cool to see when it was done. So he sent me the proof back, and I asked just for a couple changes. So we've got a black business card with white text that says Dude Actually Media Group, and then one of those classic YouTube thumbnail arrows pointing to a QR code that takes it directly to our YouTube. It says, check us out on YouTube. So, and I asked specifically for a gilded border. So it couldn't do a border because the border apparently like pushes into the text and it doesn't look that good. So got a big old bolded line of gold at the bottom. So official. That is the business cards. Well, now I'm going to take those business cards once done, and I've got a couple ideas. I really have just one idea, and that is to hand out the business cards. That is the purpose of a business card. I would think. I don't know if there's any other purposes of a business card besides handing out the business cards or putting them at businesses. And that's what I'm going to do. I bought a bunch of these bad boys. So I bought a bunch of High Chews, the candy, and I bought a bunch of tape. So I'm going to tape a High Chew to the back of each business card, and I'm going to go around the central hubs of Omaha, and I'm going to walk around. And if somebody walks past me or I see somebody that seems approachable and that they might like a podcast, I can go up, ask if they like a podcast, and then give them a business card, and they get candy. And normally, if you just give somebody a business card, cool, it's a card, but this is a card with a little treat. So the enticement to actually take a look and be like, oh, what is this? Well, if they got candy, what is their content candy as well? Answer is yes. It's delicious candy. But I think that is will be an effective way with a high probability of success with each try. So I have 500 tries, and I can go around and hand those out. That could be 500 subs. I just thought about that. We are limited by that. Well, no, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, because that's where the network comes in, right? So I do that in person with the High Chews, and then I also there's a few businesses that we've worked with in the past and are familiar with, and my favorite cafe in town, which I won't reveal it on here, but maybe eventually I will. I don't want to. I'll reveal it, but it's amazing, the best food I've ever had. But I'm gonna go and ask to put some business cards in local businesses, and also with the High Chews. I bought some quality plastic, that like hard plastic that's like kind of thick that your grandma had, but they're colored cups, and I'm going to put them at those businesses with the cups, and the High Chews in the cups. And on the outside, I'm going to have Dude Actually, and then the business cards right there. So I think that will entice people to grab them and actually take a look and scan the QR code. That's the toughest thing. It's the barrier of entry from them picking it up to actually following through with the request in this case. But a little treat goes a long way, I think. At least that's what I'm betting on, and we'll see how that works out. And so speaking of High Chews, I did just want to bring this up as a side note because I think this is a tip and something that you guys might enjoy, and I think something that's really, really healthy and nice. and I've been eating them a lot. So freezer pops. Freezer pops themselves, amazing. I think freezer pops are, if you have a problem drinking water and are just not good at it, or just have a proclivity to be more dehydrated, I'd recommend the All Sport No Sugar freezer pops. They are 3-ounce freezer pops, so they're like kind of huge, and it's delicious. It's water. It is electrolytes, and it's kind of like a slushie every single time. I would be eating one of those, but I just ate my last one. So I have a different type of freezer pop, which is the Superfruit Organic Freezy Pops. These are more the creamy Freezy Pops, and they're all right, but they don't hit that same slushy taste. So I wanted to cover this on the side just because I've been eating a metric ton of these Freezy Pops. So is that French? I think it is French. And then raspberry lime is the flavor. So we've got, real shout out to Freezy Pops. And now, what else do we got here? Collaborations. There's another podcast in town called Long Bus Short Thoughts. These guys are amazing. I love hanging out with them each time. And I want to collaborate with more individuals in the area that are either podcasts, because I only know of one other podcast, and I think it's Heard At, and that's like sports. I don't know what else they have, but I should get a meeting with them, because that's like a big facility in Omaha. Like they have their own like studio. It's not this, but I think this is more fun anyway. I want to get in with that, and I also want to do collaborations with content creators. There's a few that I know that do food reviews, and maybe skits. Maybe I've seen like one or two with skits, but I'm following a couple, and I should look out for more and reach out and see if they want to do some type of collaboration. Either they come on the podcast, we do a skit or a sketch together. I have a green screen that could use some use. It's never been used. No, it has been used for a music video we never put out. But I think collaborating with local people will be a surefire way to get the page, both their page and our page, win-win, and the audience wins, because it's better content from both of us. So I think that is going to be an important part going forward, especially with like networking in the virus analogy that I used. In order to do that, you need to get into each of the different pockets around and spread it organically through that, through word of mouth or word of business card with a high chew. So that is, I think, going to be important, and I'm going to try and pursue that and start reaching out. The next would be, and this is where Justin would come in, our eye in the sky, super tech man. He Reddit and other forums, posting the podcast to those forums and posting them to relevant subreddits, because we don't want to post it to like r/technology. But if we post it to relevant subreddits and have people actually listen, then that is much wider of a view than what we have just locally. And I mean, I made a post on Reddit about I made a post, and the eyes, you can see how many people have viewed it, and I just saw it change from the like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and you don't get anything from that at all. Maybe some updates, but that I think would be a surefire way to get a lot of eyes on it and a lot of ears, and I think people would like it. So that's the business development, the forums, the expansion. So business reviews. I want to do that a lot, especially because I don't eat fast food anymore. I only eat at local restaurants, and typically I just eat once a day. So every time I go, I eat with intention. and I eat at awesome places because of that, because I only eat that one time and I want it to be great. So, doing restaurant reviews and collaborating with the restaurants would be just a great point of collaboration. And there's so many local restaurants, and the give back that they would have for us really would be just maybe shouting us out or letting us put our business cards there. And also people online, they want to see those reviews. Like if you're going to a place in town, you want a like high quality restaurant review, like reel that you can just watch and see and be like, oh, that seafood looks bussin'. So we can provide that, and that's a gap that really isn't there in the Omaha area. I think there is. Yeah. There is we can thread the needle through a market gap that's currently in the Omaha area of that short form content. And there's not a oversaturation like there is in other cities and other parts of the United States. There's only a handful that I've seen, and I think that's it. I think it's actually probably 5. So if we can corner that market, Omaha is a big city, and we can provide that content and shout out and give love to the businesses, because that means the businesses blow up too. They get a lot of people in there, and if the food's bomb, they deserve it. So it's a win-win, win-win, win-win. Music. Yeah, music. I started recently writing some acoustic songs, and I've had a background in music. With Boss Bus was the name of our EDM group. Bus Boys was our rap group. We have albums on both. I've started writing some acoustic songs that I'm going to get recorded with also one of the closest people in my entire life, who is going to be an amazing figure going forward, Drew, who made all of those albums with me. We're going to record some acoustic stuff that I've written, and I'm actually going to have vocals for the first time, which will be awesome, because I've never had vocals of a singer-songwriter style, just rapping and ad-libs for EDM. So that's going to be good and really fun. And we've also got our DJ deck. We still are full-time, like, able to do EDM shows. So we can do pop-up shows, Dude Actually pop-up show with, like, it's sick because we could do a Dude Actually event. Like, even if it's a charity event would be sick. A Dude Actually pop-up charity event. Boom, we've got the equipment and the know-how to perform the music. And we've got all the equipment to do any type of recordings and shots and things of that things of that nature. So I think that will be fantastic and a good use, and we can do it for charity. That'd be amazing. I'd love to support some charitable groups, and if you have any charitable groups that you think could use any shout outs on this podcast, please let me know. I would love to give my love and shout out what they're doing, and give a call to action to support. All right. Now then we've got skits. Skits would be something I've always wanted to do too, and I know all of us would have a lot of fun doing. Reese and I have thought of so many, and they've just kind of happened naturally too. And we've been like, oh, we should record that, or we should make something out of that. Skits are just really fun and funny, and if you have a well-written skit with great camera and great audio, that's something that can really go viral. Just even if it's short or long, if it's a 20-second video, or if it's a 2-minute video, or if it's a 10-minute video, I think that's something that I really want to do. And like I said, I have a green screen, so if I need to be in outer space, I can do it. Short form content also covers pretty much that. Short form content would be basically all of everything that I've described. Some of it can be long form, but then you take the long form content, like a 10-minute video, and then you yoink like 2 or 3 minutes here and there, depending on what you did in the video. Like if I have a vlog, I can have the whole vlog, and then I can, at a point in there, do that review or shout out or like at a restaurant or local place. And that's like 2 or 3 minutes. Or the whole vlog could be cut into that too. So short form content and reels, especially on TikTok too, Tiki-Taki, that's a good idea. And another aspect that we do is we're stand-up comedians. We are all stand-ups, which is a really fun thing to do, and it's really freeing. It is growing in the Omaha area, and it is another aspect where we can network and collaborate and have people on here, go to events. If I'm on stage, if I've got anything to shout out, I will shout out the podcast and the media group. So it's easy promotion, and that is a fundamental way to bring joy. So overall, what time is it? How much I got? 36 minutes. Wow, that's a long time. If you've been listening this long, you deserve a high chew, and I love you from the bottom of my heart, and you deserve a hug, and you deserve success and admiration, and you go out there and you get it, and I'm going to be right by your side, all right? That's the way that I want to run this podcast. I am here for you. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to serve you, to bring you joy, and with our team, we can do exactly that and really create something special. I want to create something special. So I think that was a good redo of the cast from the prior night. I think I covered everything on this really nice list. Oh, man. I think this high chew is simply mediocre. But gets the job done. So, I think it's time to bid you adieu. This is the path forward, the foundation of Dude Actually. Thank you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you have an amazing day. Give a hug to somebody, and look out for where you can be kind to strangers, because everybody's going through something. Love you guys. Bye.